Yo, people, Unruly Gooner here, back here with the bros, them, with the mandem. What's in the reason about a couple of topics this week that's been going on. We're going to touch on, obviously, the Everton game. It's been a big week for football with the European Super League, all that, the protests, and yeah, man, Arsenal been in the spotlight along with some other teams as well, man. So it's in a reason, and you get me, just see what the bros were saying with the mandem today. You get me? What you man saying?
Come on.
Well, go on.
What's going on?
And
Feels like when man was 16 again. You know them ones there.
16, but you ain't got no trophy like we were 16. Like
oh, bro.
yeah, them days are far away.
Long time, yeah, it's a long time since then, bro. Definitely.
You get me? So, boy, fucking off the back of that boring bore fest at Everton the other day at the Emirates. What was you man's thoughts on the game and that one there? Obviously, we lost 1-0 again, another home defeat, another defeat for Arteta. Losing momentum to try and catch up with the teams above us and that for European spots. And well, it's just not looking good, bro. What are you man saying?
Well, boy, for me, you know how I feel about Arteta already. Like, for me, it's totally unacceptable. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we've played 33 games this season, and we've lost 13, drawn 7, and won 13, bruv. Like, he spent more time going into that changing room disappointed at the end of a game than he has celebrating. It's unacceptable, fam. It's unacceptable. Yeah. I don't care about, like, the football that we're playing. We don't look like scoring. Yeah, tactically, we got better shape. I'll give him that. We don't concede as many goals and we don't get hammered. But we don't win, fam. We don't win. And ultimately, that's the aim of the game. And we don't win. And I can't back that. I can't back that. Like, if you look at the losses as well, we're getting doubled against Everton. Yeah? We're holding doubles against Everton, doubles against Villa, doubles against Wolves, home and away, bruv. And then we're drawing against man that we shouldn't be drawing against as well. And I think the only good draw that we've got against a decent opposition, correct me if I'm wrong, is it's Man United. Yeah. And all the rest of the draws shouldn't be, bruv. We've taken, we've nicked 1 point off Burnley this season. You know that, innit?
Stop that nicking talk.
That's what it's looking like, though. We're nicking points because, bro, we're not winning more games than we're losing.
We can't say that based on the game, though. Come on, the thing is,
I only care about the scoreboard, bro. We've been 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th since November. Like, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And all this process, rare. Yeah, drop me out. Because, bro, man's lost 13. Yeah?
Yeah.
13, bruv.
Yeah. Nah, do you know what it is?
And drawn 7. Bruv, there's only 38 games in a season, you know? So look at it like that. Bruv, you do the maths. Everyone there is clever. Fam, that's a lot of games. Yeah. That is a lot of games. That is a lot of games, bro.
No, I hear you, and obviously you know my feelings. I'm indifferent because while I'm probably not as Arteta out as Mia. I'm kind of on the way there. I'll be honest, because my thing is I understand the issues. Like, you look at the Everton game, for example. I would say that we were probably the better team on the landscape of it. Not by much, I would argue, but we probably had the lion's share of the possession. A lot of the openings we had, they were kind of on the counter when they had certain little openings and stuff. Obviously, the penalty didn't go our way, the offside. Then the offside went their way, which I think's been something in the season that I do think has gone against us a lot. But my issue is his in-game management has been poor, in my opinion. I think that when you look at in-game, you look at the way the game's going. That perfect example, that game, Pepe was our most effective outlet in that game in terms of all of our attacks and all of the openings that we got were coming down the left, in my opinion. A couple came down Saka's side, but in the main, it was going down Pepe's side.
Yeah.
You take off Pepe and you bring on Eeediat, and then you change the shape in a way of the front three because you're going to play Emil Smith-Rowe out of position, who wasn't having an amazing game. He was having a decent game, but nothing great. And then you play him wide, which we've seen, I think except one game, it's not been a strong point for him, in my opinion. He looks a lot better in the middle than he does playing out wide, having to stand up a fullback, because he's not good one-on-one actually beating, man. He's better when he's being able to run off the ball and make intelligent runs and then pass intricately. Do you get what I mean? Because he still ain't filled out yet. To me, he's still, even though he's 20, he still looks like a boy 20 as opposed to like like Rooney was 20, but he was 17 and a man. Emil Smith-Rowe looks like he's 20, but he's still gonna fill out. So you change the shape of us, to me, and then we go down and you bring on Willian, who's ineffective. It's like his in-game management. If I can see that Pepe's been our most effective outlet, or we're getting somewhere with width, why are you going to take off a winger? It just doesn't make sense. And they're the things that, to me, say that even though the decisions have gone against him, and then obviously Leno doing a madness has gone against him, it's like we didn't look so assured that we were going to win that game even without those things happening, if that makes sense. So, and that's why the odd thing goes against us, we lose, because we're not doing enough in the game to make sure that we're going to win it regardless of what happens. And that's my issue. And it's like some of the players that he's obviously, and we've probably gone over this before in terms of the Salibas, the Guendouzis, the way Ozil was treated, all of these decisions that he's made, begging Xhaka to stay, begging Bellerin to stay, begging Maitland-Niles to stay and not then playing him. Like when you could have got 25 mil for him, now you probably get less and you're probably going to sell him now anyway. So all of those things that I feel like he's made bad decisions, and when you add all of those to the results, you got to start looking at him sideways, in my opinion, because we're just not doing enough to win these games. And the fact of the matter is we're 10th and we look 10th. We don't look like we're being hard done by. We look like we're good value for 10th. And Aston Villa's got 2 games in hand, and Leeds have got a game in hand. So it could even be worse. So it's like, I don't know. He's hanging on the Europa League knife like thread, in my opinion. And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's sounding like Dion Wayne right now. Still,
I don't know. I just like, even when I saw the lineup the other day, the thing that vexed me the most is when I saw Eddie up front. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just knew it was gonna be a long day, bro, because when I see my man playing, what are you chatting about? Smith-Rowe looking like a youth on the pitch. Eddie just looks like a little boy playing a men's game.
He does.
He's not going to hold up the ball. He's not going to run in behind. When he strikes it, it's going to be a scruffy shot. It's not going to get me like
catching worms more than the ball, fam. You know, he's catching more worms than leather, fam. You know that.
He digs up the whole pitch.
Man just kicks up half of the turf, fam.
We say him as a groundsman,
But we can't strike a clean ball.
He can't. He can't. He looks like under 10s. He looks under 10s when he strikes it,
bro.
If you know them man that they couldn't take goal kicks.
He
looks like one of them brothers.
Can't lift the ball off the ground. He has to let it bounce. The other one's there.
So fun.
He's got to take the goal kick for you in that, because you can't. That is long, blood.
He just looks.
He looks like a boy himself, and it's like he's not gonna hold it up because he's not gonna run in behind. He's not a presence. Like, he's not even a threat. He's only a threat if it's a tapping or if it's a if it bundles around.
Rebound.
That's about it, bro. And it's like in my opinion, that's what Arteta got it wrong. I think he should have tried Martinelli up front, and then because also we've got a big game on Thursday, so try Martinelli up front, get him a bit used to playing up front, because he doesn't have much time up front, and just let him try and do a thing, you get me? Because the Eddie experiment, it's dead now, man. You got to
don't worry.
Leave that alone now, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I felt like he should have played Martinelli from the jump still. And tested him up front to see how it works.
And that's the thing. What you gonna lose by playing? Okay, like it's effectively a dead rubber game. Exactly. If you are unsure about Martinelli, you know what you're gonna get from Eddie. Like rightly or wrongly, he is what he is. He's a poacher. He might score a rebound, a scruffy shot, a header from 6 yards out. But he's never gonna give you much more than that. He's never gonna really be someone that holds up the ball well. He's not the quickest. He's not the strongest. He's a middle of the road kind of at everything, and he can sniff out a goal. But he's not going to do nothing when it really, really matters. Try Martinelli out, see what he does, and then with a view of if Aubameyang's not ready for Thursday, and obviously Lacazette's out, play Martinelli through the middle. Because now, even if you play Martinelli through the middle for against Villarreal, while he could still do well, you could have given him that game to get his legs under him, give him that continuity with Pepe and Saka, because that's probably what you're going to do anyway, and then just see how it goes. I don't know, man. He's too risk adverse for me, man. It's annoying.
And that's why I get why certain man look at him differently, because even in my opinion, like just I'm not trying to get Eddie here because he come through the academy. I know he's a youth. I just don't think Arsenal is his level. I think he'll do well at somewhere like a flipping Fulham up front. So he'll do well in it, but we're a big club. But I'm saying even down to if you look at this season, I think Balogun's a better player than Eddie. Like Balogun, I've seen more from him than I've seen from Eddie. I'm not saying to start Balogun, but I'm saying in terms of Balogun should at least be on the bench to come on to try and make an impact as an option. He's a striker, isn't it? So you get me? Like, let him be an option, because Eddie, bro, come on, man. Like no defenders flipping looking at Eddie thinking, "Raw, I'm in for a tough day here." Like defenders.
No
His first touch is wild, bruv. Wild.
Yeah, it's terrible still.
That is awful. Like even when he lets the ball run across his body, it's all right, cool. Now the ball's running in your path. Man's taking these mad touches. Like I want to know how many kick-ups he can do, fam. I'm not gonna lie to you still. That first touch is dead, fam. You know what's there? You know that man that's doing kick-ups and he's running into cars because he's kicking the ball over head high.
You know when my bear man's go, you know that?
He's running into man and trying to retrieve the ball still. Them one's there, fam.
That's the kick-up test, you know. But back in the day, fam, that's how you can define if someone was a bully, you know. How much kick-ups can you do?
Yeah. When the minute man starts booting the ball over his shoulder, you know he's not a baller, fam. The balls are meant to be low, fam. Low. You know, just catching it low. Man's running in and telling him, sure, come out the way. You're the ones there.
Come on. Mate, but yeah, it makes you think what they're looking at in training. Like, what's he actually seeing in training to make him think, okay, do you know what? I'm gonna play Eddie, and he looks like he's got this weird kind of hierarchy system, in my opinion. Like Balogun, he's just said is for next season, because even for me, if I'm Balogun, and he signed a contract, happy that he signed, because I think he's better than Eddie, and I think ultimately, Eddie's even gonna leave in the summer, but that's for another thing. But why, when Aubameyang and Lacazette's injured and you still can't make the bench? I'll be thinking, mate, I'm going to his office on the Monday thinking, what's going on? Because it's like, at least I should make the bench. This is my
opportunity, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, bruv, I could have gone on, because you play him, he could come on, score a goal, then at the end of a game, and then now, for Villarreal, maybe he's a bit of an option where you're thinking, okay, maybe he could come in and make a difference. That's how a lot of men have come in and actually taken their chance. But you're not even giving him the chance, and exactly. And you're not even giving him the chance in the first place. I don't know. He just does weird things. Why are you going to bring Nelson? You're going to bring Nelson on the bench, and the two strikers have gone out. You bring Nelson. He's not played in donkey's years. You're not even going to play him. You're just filling up spaces on the bench, really. So you might as well have someone like Balogun who has an opportunity to play because we need a striker. I don't know. He just makes decisions, and I think
that's what's
really know what's going on.
That's why certain fans are on the fence about Arteta, isn't it? Because he does, like you said, his in-game management for me is not good. The whole waiting for 75 minutes to make a sub thing, that's my head in. Though I'm not gonna lie to you, fam. Like, affect the game from the bench, innit? You can make a sub early. You get me? That playing certain man like, all right, Xhaka's done the right left back, innit? Yeah, in my opinion, he hasn't been dead. I still think the other day, I think that goal was his fault originally, and then obviously the over it in the net, innit? But the first phase of play, Xhaka's got to be showing man down the line, bro. You let man this, man's just gone past you, innit? So I put that down to him. But Xhaka's been all right playing left back, But even down to other things that Arteta's been doing as well. Like, I want to see Gabriel play with Mari, fam. Like, the whole thing. I'm not having that, bro. Like, because you can't tell me Gabriel can't do a better job than Rob Holding at the back. You can't tell me that.
Bro.
Tell me that.
And the thing is, the irony in that as well is they're both going to speak the same language. Like, obviously Portuguese, Spanish, but you could probably speak Spanish because it's so close. It's like, and Mari was in Brazil. So it's like they could have probably communicate as well as any of our centre back pairings. Obviously Louise as well, because Louise is Brazilian, but just try it. Like, why would you not try it ever? Not once. They have to be left and right footed. It's like, bro, man are not autistic, bro. Like, like they're footballers. They're footballers who can, I'm sure, work out, okay, you play left, I'll play right. If there's any issues, let's do it. Because we play 2 right-footed players together. So why? I don't know. I just don't understand it at all. And I just think he has some ways about him where he seems so stuck in his ways, even if it's to his detriment and to the team's detriment. And I just think he needs to work. He needs to learn. He needs to learn fast as well.
Doesn't, like, there's no logic in some of the stuff that he does. It's like, it's jarring, bruv. And all this, and it's like, I feel there's a disconnect between, and I know I've said this before, between him and Pepe. I think there's a massive disconnect. Like, he doesn't want to. Pepe's always the fool guy. Even like, Pepe will play well. The media come to him and say, "Oh, Pepe's played well." They're kind of almost expecting him to basically back the player, and he comes out with some nonsense. Like, yeah, but this, yeah, but that, yeah, but this, yeah, but that. But bro, Pepe, other than Aubameyang and say Laka, has created the most chances and goals.
Yeah, he's third in the team since he's come in.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, sometimes, when I know the type of football that Arteta wants to play, he wants to play efficient football, innit? He doesn't have the players to play efficient football. So sometimes, if you're that type of team, you need someone that does things outside of the box. Yeah, they might lose the ball here and there, but they do something outside of the box. For example, we spoke about this before. You see Pep. This is why Pep ain't won no Champions League since he left Barca, because he had an elite player that does things outside of the box, which was Messi. All that efficient ball, when it's not working, you just hit a brick wall, bruv. You just hit a brick wall. And we're a dead team trying to play efficient ball. So we're just hitting brick walls more or less all the time. This is why we've got bare draws and bare losses and man saying we don't deserve to lose, because you're playing ball that your team's not capable of. Like, instead of making it a bit rough around the edges. That's why even Barca, when it became a thing where teams, okay, we throw 3 man on Messi, for example, 2 man, 3rd man comes and locks him off, and then Barca started getting found out and getting licked down by Bayern, all 6-1s and that, and like, what was it? There was a mad scoreline over 2 legs. When they bought Suarez, because now you get the rough around the edges and Messi can do what he wants. And then they got Neymar. Now you can't just look after Messi. And I think, obviously, we're talking on an elite level, but in Arsenal's situation right now, you trying to play this ball retention, that's playing Willian, drops his shoulder, Cruyff turn, comes back, gives it back to Xhaka, receives it again, Cruyff turn, drops his shoulder, gives it to Partey. But that's dead, fam. There's no goal. You don't get a goal from just looking after the ball 30 yards away from man's goal.
No,
and that's why we're always winning 1-0, 2-1, or drawing 1-1. And it's like we've had all the ball, but we never look like scoring.
Yeah.
It's mad, bro. Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to say Arteta out right now because I'm going to back my team through the Europa. But you know, my gun's aiming slowly. It's rising slowly. You know the ones there? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, nice. Obviously, so that Everton game, but that's just one. Like I said, the league's done anyway. For me, that game, even if you won that game, I wouldn't be. Yeah. That's more about a momentum thing, isn't it? Going into the Real game.
Yeah, it's continuity though. That's my thing. Yeah. Continuity, and we haven't looked like we've got any of that for the whole season, bro. In fact, we had one moment where we looked like we was turning a corner, and then we played Wolves, and then we went back round the bend again. You know the ones there where we came from. Man peeked around the corner. You know the ones there, and then when we lost that game, man hid.
Yeah,
basically what happened.
Yeah, no. The other day, bro, the most exciting thing on that day was probably before the game, the protests. You get me? That the game was dead, but the protests it seemed to be a success. You get me? That's good numbers outside there. I know I wasn't able to be there physically. Obviously, I had things going on, so I couldn't be there on a personal reason. But no, it was good to see that the numbers turn up, the masses turn up, and you get me, like all fighting for one cause. You get me, trying to get trying to run it out and that. You get me? So, what you want to say about the protest and that?
So for me, So for me, it's good. One thing I would say that I liked about it was the fact that it would seem like for the first time in probably about 10 years, the fan base was united. Like, I feel like through the whole kind of Wenger in, Wenger out saga, then we look at the Emery, and then it was obviously the Kroenkes and someone's doing a madness. The Kroenkes and obviously Arteta now. I feel like our fan base has been divided for like the last 10 years. And I think for the first time, I think everybody is clearing, like, obviously we want new owners. We definitely missed the boat on Usmanov, in my opinion. I think David Dean saw the vision, and I think because he was able to kind of shambaz the situation, because everyone looked at Roman and thought, we're better than that. And FFP, Rare Tete, and it shagged us. Cool. So we've got these owners now, and they clearly don't care about the club. But for me, I'm not in the whole kind of, they don't spend. Because in fairness to them, and one thing I would say, to be honest, they have spent money. They haven't completely not spent. They have spent, even with the Partey thing, they put their 50 million in or whatever. So cool. It's not just about the money for me. It's the fact that under your watch, there's been so many bad decisions. You look at it from Gazidis and Wenger having the law of the land. You put them in charge. If they run it into the ground, that's on you. I don't think it's just on them, but I think that's on you. If you give Wenger complete autonomy of the whole club, and he does things that ultimately end up that we're sick for, we're doing this long term or whatever, that's on you. Then Gazidis comes in, changes the whole team, backroom team, then leaves. Again, that's on you. You put in Raul Sanlehi, and he starts doing backhanders and doing dodgy deals. That's on you. Yeah. You've now put in Vinay, you've now gone and join the Super League or whatever. Again, all of these things are happening under your watch. You've changed Mislintat, you've brought in Edu, you've done all of these things. So all in this time, what has it achieved for Arsenal? You've just made us go backwards, because on the pitch we're going backwards. In the backroom staff, we're doing all these different things to try and get it right. And ultimately, it just means that, like, mate, what's going on? You lot don't have the concept of football. You try to leave it to people to run and just make your money. That's backfired. You're now trying to come in and have a bit more of an active effort or whatever, cool, what you're trying to do, but you're putting it in the hands of people that are not up to the job. Again, maybe football is just not for you. You don't understand the concept. You're just looking at the profit and losses and thinking, you know what? This club seems like it makes bread. Let me jump in, make more bread. But it's more than that. Football's more than that. And that's why with the Super League, which I think, and this is probably a topic for another point, it's been completely gaslit by Sky and UEFA, in my opinion, to make it sound way worse than it is. I think a lot of the fans don't know why they're so angry about it, in my opinion anyway, because let's be real, UEFA pocket loads of money. UEFA do exactly the same things to they protect their vested interest. The only issue with this, what people had, was the fact that there was no competition. Yeah. But we didn't know all the facts, let's be honest. They did say that there was going to be 5 teams that can come in and out. And I agree with the whole team shouldn't just be a lock regardless. They should always be in it. But they didn't mention the fact that they said there's going to be 2 leagues. You can have 2 trophies, whoever win those leagues. Then they do a tournament and you can win the tournament. Like they've kind of lost all of that. Yeah. And let's be real, if Sky had the rights to it, they'd be saying this is a dawn of a new era of football and this is the best thing since sliced bread. And the Premier League, I think it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. I think it will. I think what they'll do is tweak it. But I think what the problem is, they just showed their hand. Yeah. And the Spanish teams, and especially, I think they know that if they don't do it, they're gonna go under. So that's why they was pushing it fast. Yeah. But the reality is, it's not as bad, I don't think, as people try to make out. I just think it was bad PR. I think it was bad PR, and I think the way that they went about it was wrong.
If they revise the format of it, I think it can work, fam. And I think it's something that UEFA or someone's going to do it. You get me? And I think the reason why they come in at the angle that they did, because in business, bro, you always start with a wild offer, innit? And then you leave your space, you leave yourself space to negotiate. You get me? So they said, "Oh no, we don't want that. We want to do it like rare." And then, all right, cool. We can change it a bit to make it seem like you're getting a good deal as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
I feel it was a leverage move. I feel like some of that is true. I also feel like they feel that the Prem, UEFA, and that they're taking too much money and giving them shillings. So they've already approached them and said whatever they want to say. Obviously, this is all speculation and assumptions. And then they haven't heard what they want to hear, and their man said, "You know what? Cool, we'll do our own thing." But knowing that it will create a big backlash, and now we can go back to the table and renegotiate.
Yeah, but remember, they still wanted to run it alongside the Prem. It was the Prem and that level.
Yeah.
Said, you know what? If you do that, you got to leave. They didn't say you want to leave and do our own thing. They want to do their thing alongside the Prem. Does that make sense? You get me?
Yeah, but that's why it's been twisted to they wanted to leave our game and they wanted to be the sixth, and it was never said that. But what it is for the Prem know that they have the most viable product in the world in terms of football. Champions League doesn't compete with the Prem globally. Like, even though obviously they love the clubs and whatever, when you just look at like cold light of day, who's watching what, the Prem is the best product in the world football-wise. Better than La Liga, any of these ones, and they know that they can't compete. Also, the Prem also has the most money. All of these other clubs are running in debt because they're trying to keep up with the Prem, and the Prem can survive off of the TV deals and all of that stuff. So what the Prem are scared of is if they do this now, and the team start maybe saying, okay, we're not going to play our best players in this because we're focusing on that other tournament, it starts to water down the Prem as a product, and this can become the thing that starts to make all of the money. Plus, you're having owners and clubs that have much more power than the corporations, if you get what I mean. And this is what the play is ultimately. But what it really was going to do was make UEFA obsolete. It would have meant that UEFA, what do we need UEFA for? You lot can have your little Champions League if that's the case, and run it with Bayern and PSG win it every year. Even though I think they would have eventually gone into this as well. But I think it was more about, like, it's kind of what Mita was saying, in that the power play was the new Champions League format sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
So excuse my language, it sounds nonsense to them. So they've gone out of that meeting and said, you know what, we're just gonna have to do our own thing. And then from that, I think that's why they've gone too like fast and run out and run it. But I think that the plan, if they planned it a bit better, they would have got. And if the PR was better, because nobody knows what it's about. All people know now is that they're trying to kill the game. But it's like, why are they trying to kill the game? Because they want to have more power than UEFA. I think if they had better PR and they kind of explained it in a better way, it would have been received a lot better. But I think they'll come back. I definitely think they'll come back.
No,
even in that thing that the Josh Kroenke fan forum thing, he never actually once said they're not going to do it. He just said in that format we won't join it. But I think they will.
Yeah, the format was wrong, bro. But I just think, well, if anything good can come out of this year, it's now that it's put pressure on Kroenke and them, man, because obviously they now are going to want to try and win the fans back over. So maybe this summer now they might just try and splash out and let's
hope, bro. We can hope.
We need something. We need something. Though. I'm not gonna lie to you, fam. Because the thing is, another thing that's winding me up about that Super League thing. Everyone's moaning about, all these fans moaning about, it's all about money and the greed and where. Bro, it's been about money, fam. It ain't like it's new. It's been about money, fam. Everyone will sit there and talk about owners, rare. But bro, the reality of it is, enough of these men that support these teams, like I don't know, like Newcastle, West Ham, they want that billionaire owner to come and buy their team. They want that guy to come buy their team, that sugar daddy. You get me? And you're not barling when he does and comes and starts buying flipping Robinho and them, man. You're not barling then. You get me? So don't try. Don't start barling when all of a sudden you find out that that billionaire is not actually emotionally invested to my team as I am, bro. He's a businessman, innit? You get me? He wants his money. You get
me? That's how you got Robinho in the first place. You know that?
100%. And let's be honest, football, bro, the Premier League done the exact same thing in '92, bro. Let's just be honest. Like they said that we're gonna do our own thing, and the football league is gonna have to sort whatever they want to sort out. But we're bringing our own investment. We're gonna go in with Sky, and we're gonna make more money for the clubs. They weren't saying that, it's killing football. Even the other day, they were talking about Rangers and Celtic getting an invite into the Premier League. What does that do to Scottish football? It's just, bro, it's wherever the money is. They just are scared. They know that the clubs, if the clubs get the money and the clubs get the control, they're obsolete. That's the issue. It's not about, they're killing football. It's just where the money is and who's in control of it. In my opinion, it's all nonsense, bruv. And all of these, like you said, all of these teams and all of these fans that are saying and they're trying to do this and it's all about money and the game's gone are the same fans all screaming that they want a Roman Abramovich and they want a Sheikh Mansour and they want their and Ashley don't spend no money, so we don't want him no more. Or this guy don't spend no money, so we don't want him.
When that deal didn't go through, bro, the Newcastle fans were
with the Saudi. Exactly. Come on, it's all money, bro. It's just when it suits them. A lot of the fans were just not in it, so they thought, why should they? It's just a closed thing and rare tear. But bro, it's all money, man.
Yeah, man.
It's all money.
So, and the thing is, my thing is, you just need to accept that. Once you accept it, then you just don't even don't even think about the money because come on, man, there's man getting paid flipping $500,000 a week. In Ozil's case, 350 grand a week, blood. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous. You don't need that. So it's been about money. So come on, man. You got this know that and then just ignore it, innit? Or know it and remove yourself from it. Don't watch football at all then, innit? Because that's what it is, innit? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro.
You know what's mad about that whole thing as well, yeah? It's when sticking onto the same topic, Ray Parlour versus Robbie, or Robbie versus Ray Parlour. We'll say Ray Parlour versus Robbie because he attacked him for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're having a normal conversation and you're basically trying to talk about AFTV. What's that?
He's pocket watching, like you said, bruv. He's watching.
Yeah.
He's trying to show Robbie, like, how much views, how much hits you got this week then? Why you watching man's hits, bro? You get me? Like, what's that got to do with you? You get me?
Yeah,
like,
but
come on about protests. You're chatting about hits and how much views man gets. Parlour's an idiot, blood. He's a proper idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot. I lost a lot of respect for him.
I don't respect him again, bro.
And the thing is, on a deeper level, on a deeper one, bruv, you're on Talk Sport. Talk Sport literally do exactly the same thing. Like when you look at if you follow Talk Sport on Twitter or anything like that, all the clips that they bring out, all of the things are fans saying the wildest statements, doing the wildest thing to get clicks. That's all or an ex-pundit saying something wild. Jamie O'Hara saying Arsenal are a terrible club, or Darren Bent or one of these guys saying something wild because they know it's going to get clicks. So why is it that Robbie doing the same thing that you're saying is now a problem for you? It's because there's a guy that's come in that you lot can't control in terms of he's a YouTuber that's come in and now has more probably cultural capital than TalkSport does, and you lot can't control it. Sky did the same thing,
and on top of that,
he's black, and he's black.
On his thing,
exactly. So, because at the end of the day, all of these people that, like, even when he was saying, you must have got more hits this week, bro. Do you think that any sport outlet hasn't got more hits this week with this European Super League?
That's why that comment was wild. That comment was wild.
It was just like, what are you talking? Like, it's like, what are you talking about? Of course he's probably got more hits. But the same thing is, what they're not talking about is the fact that Robbie was going to games. So obviously, my dad's and Robbie are brethren. He was going to games for years before he started AFTV. Season ticket holder every year, home and away, all of those things. So it's like, of course, like, why? So now, because he's done something just based on his love for Arsenal, now because it's been a success, it has to be based on the money now. Yeah. And bruv, he's a fan. He don't want Arsenal to lose. Bro, a lot of these pundits have made money off of Arsenal being rubbish. Let's be real. Keown, Parlour, all of them guys, they've been on TV slagging off Arsenal or saying, Arsenal ain't good enough. They get brought on every time Arsenal have bad results because
they love
people want them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and why they're getting brought on, they're pocketing a change based on it. So
exactly. Are you on TalkSport for free? Yeah. Come on, man. And what you on TalkSport now talking about? Are you talking about Villa? They're talking about Arsenal, bro. Yeah. So Arsenal being bad is making you money too. So then does that mean because you make money off of Arsenal being bad, you want them to lose? Bro, come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. And bro, let's be real. Let's keep it real. He was a West Ham fan growing up. So Parlour, obviously he's an Arsenal legend, but he was a West Ham fan growing up. So now you've disassociated. Now you're no longer a player. Who's to say that you care as much about Arsenal as you did when you was a player? And why did you care about Arsenal so much? Because you had a vested interest in the club. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think that some of these guys, when they can't control media, when they can't control narratives or people in general, they start to hate. And that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that was. That was hating.
Talksport have come after Robbie before.
Yeah.
The
I don't
first
know why
time.
he went on there, I'll be honest. I don't know why
Yeah,
They've
he
come
went on
after
there.
him before. Yeah, they've mentioned AFTV and that before. But then
Yeah.
what the Liberty is, they made an Arsenal legend send for him. So it made it
Yeah.
confirmed the kill on their end. You know what I mean? Innit, basically.
Yeah.
But
They know what their agenda is.
even after the whole Arsenal legend team, the run for Pele, Parlour'S, like obviously he was a big player, part of the Invincibles, but bruv, if you chat to certain players here that played against him, and obviously his teammates might say he was good, but bruv, there's a reason why when in the FA Cup final when man picked up the ball, man said it's only Ray Parlour. Because respecting his thing. You get me?
It's true, bro. It's
the
true.
legend everyone thinks he is, fam. That he's got the most caps in that, but bro, like, come on, man. Like when you talk about the intervals, man, ain't really mentioning Parlour. Let's be real.
He was a squad. He was a squad player. Let's be honest. And he was a good player.
But he was a 30 one though. He was a 30 squad player. That Edu was a 30 squad player as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. No, nothing against him, but we can't act like he was Vieira in our team as well. He's just English. He's English. He never let you down, and he was a good squad player in that. You could bring him in, and it wouldn't be like an issue in the team. Like he weren't a liability. But yeah, he wasn't a star, bro.
Arsenal's
yeah. He was literally a Fletcher, O'Shea. He was that level of player. You can't. He'll never let you down, but ain't killing. He ain't changing the world.
Pele, blood. He's got to change that, blood. I'll be honest.
A couple ballers from Romford, you know, like that.
Yeah, blood.
Yeah.
The Romford freaking Mark Wright, blood. That's who he is, blood. He ain't no Pele, blood.
But I feel like with AFTV, like what Robbie, like on a deeper one. Why do you think he still goes on? Do you think it's just he's thinking that it's bigger than him or whatever?
I think he wanted to, like you said, he wanted to go in there and talk about the protest. They obviously sucked him in, drew him on there to go and. But bro, I was saying to Mita on the phone, bro. He needs to remember his platform, AFTV, is probably, and not even probably, I reckon globally, it's bigger than Talksport. Talksport's a nationwide thing, isn't it? You get me? AFTV is worldwide.
AFTV is worldwide, yeah.
Got fans in Australia, America. Bro, people in America listen to Talksport.
Man in Singapore is not listening to Talksport. You know what I'm saying?
He's doing them a favor by going on. You get me?
He doesn't need them at all. And they don't give him any money. They don't like it's not he shouldn't be, like I said, I don't think he should go on there again.
No,
I think he should say, I'm not going on there again. I'm not talking. And at the end of the day, why are you gonna bring him on? That's why it looked like sabotage, because why are you bringing him on there for man to do that? You knew what you were doing, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, because the way man came at him, he didn't even blend it. He just came at man.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
No chill. We just went for the throat.
Yeah. You want Arsenal to lose. You want Arsenal to lose.
Tried to troll him. You get me?
Yeah. I just think Robbie. I hope this is a thing for him to just know that, but we don't need them. He don't need them at all. Like he don't need them. He doesn't need any validation from any of those platforms. Like all of these kind of mainstream media platforms, they kind of downing on the whole new wave of like the way that fans interact. And they'll be the first ones to say there's no soul in the club. Fans don't have a voice. But then you got a fan TV channel, and man are saying that it's not good for football. It's not good for Arsenal. One thing I would say is that obviously I do think some people are on there with their own agendas. Everyone's trying to hit a lick in terms of on AFTV. Like some people are just trying to be famous or whatever, and some people ain't they're not. It is sensationalism in some of the channels, but bro, they do so many other things on there that are like in depth about football. They're talking about football on a day to day. He does interview all the fans. You can tell that people don't watch it. They just see the clips on YouTube and think, I hate this. You see what I'm saying? And I think that he just needs to understand, like you said, the value of his brand. He don't need some of these mainstream media platforms to validate him. He can do his thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. You get me? So yeah, no, big up Robbie every time, man. Seriously, you get me? Keep doing your thing.